Hi everyone, today we're going to be creating a beautiful tiered necklace. This is going to be a faux double strand design using one of the Designs by Me bead mixes. We are using this beautiful coral mix, and we're also going to be using some chain reaction that is available as well from Jesse James Beads. The Designs by Me bead mixes are full of gorgeous beads that are perfectly paired to create earrings with, but you could also create amazing statement necklaces and statement bracelets. That's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to create a beautiful necklace, and the inclusion of the chain reaction is extra special. So the chain reaction comes in 18 inches and it looks beautiful all by itself, but we're actually going to cut ours in half and use 2 strands of this to add some extra chain and just the warmth of that metal into our design. For today's project, you're going to need 2 pairs of chain nose pliers, a pair of round nose pliers, as well as a cutter tool. You're also going to need 13 6mm jump rings, 1 head pin. You're going to need 7 eye pins, as well as a clasp for your necklace. Our necklace will appear to have 2 strands. In reality, it's just 1 strand that has been divided up using some jump rings, but for the bottom strand, we're going to use one of the beautiful beads. Look at that drop bead. We're going to use this as the bottom bead on that bottom tier. And all we want to do is just thread this beautiful bead onto a head pin, and then we are going to create a simple loop. You want to grab the wire with chain nose pliers and bend the wire 90 degrees. You can use your finger to bend that wire, or you can use your pliers to help make that bend. You want to come in with your cutter tool and trim off, leaving yourself 1/4 to 1/2 inch of wire. Next, you want to come in with your round nose pliers and grab that wire right at the tip and roll back towards the bead to create a simple loop at the top of your bead. And then we just want to sit this guy to the side because we're going to move on to the next tier of our necklace. For the next layer of our necklace, we're going to use eye pins, and I have picked out 7 really beautiful beads from the bead mix, and we are just going to create a beaded chain out of these. So each bead we're going to thread onto an eye pin, and then we're going to repeat those steps like we did with our drop bead to create a simple loop at the top of each one of the beads. So you just want to grab that wire right where it is exiting the bead, give it a nice bend, either using your pliers or your fingers. And then we want to come in with the cutter tool and trim off, leaving 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch, just enough to create a simple loop at the top of the bead. Come in with your round nose pliers, grab that wire and roll the pliers backwards towards yourself and towards the bead to create a loop. Now your bead has a loop on both the top and the bottom. You want to repeat these steps with all of the beads. Once you've created simple loops for each one of the beads for your beaded chain, we're going to use 6mm jump rings to link these together. So you just want to take 2 pairs of pliers and twist open a 6mm jump ring and thread on one of the beads, the first bead in your chain, and then the second bead in your chain, and then close the jump ring. Repeat these steps, opening and closing your 6mm jump rings to link all of your beads together. And once you have your beaded chain complete, we're going to sit this to the side. I've taken my 18-inch piece of chain reaction and I have found the center and then snipped it apart so that I now have 2 sections of chain. I'm going to link these together using a 6mm jump ring. So I'm going to open my jump ring, thread that through one end of the chain reaction, and then I'm going to thread on our drop bead. Once you've thread on the drop bead, you want to thread on the other end of the chain reaction and close your jump ring. Once you've completed that step, you want to bring in your beaded chain. And remember how I said this was going to be a faux double strand necklace? That's where this is going to come in. So this strand is obviously not a full strand, but it's going to create a great little tier in the front of our necklace. So you just want to lay it out and decide exactly where you want to connect each end of your beaded chain to your chain reaction. Once you've decided the placement of that beaded chain, you just want to open a 6mm jump ring, thread that on to your beaded chain, and then thread that open jump ring onto one of the links in your chain reaction. Once you've added your beaded chain to your chain reaction, you have the look of a beautiful 2-tiered double strand necklace that ends in one singular strand. Last thing to do is just add your clasp using your chain nose pliers and your necklace is complete.